basically, this bit I put gay stick, and this is where you can.
Hello, and welcome back to the only wrestling podcast that exclusively rebooks, reimagines, and reviews the worst of wrestling's past. As ever, I am joined. They are the Ahmed and Warrior to my Shawn Michaels.
Who's who?
I'll let you battle it out on who's who.
I'm Ahmed, probably.
Well, I don't know. I usually drink, so can people understand what I say half the time?
Yeah, well,
I'll just disappear every so often. They come back.
Ahmed got really fat in WCW then.
There you go. Y2000.
And if you haven't figured that out by now, it is
in my life as well.
It's Jack Chance and Sam Chance. Hello.
Hello.
I'm your host, Ben Chance. We're back to part 4 of our Ultimate Warrior story arc and his triumphant, well,
his trumpeted
return, his sparkly return, shall we put?
Return with coats.
Yes, with
his cold
coated cap.
Of Ultimate Warrior in 1996.
He didn't have any heat to him, that's what.
He's too smart, that is. He didn't have any heat, so he covered himself in clouds.
Oh, because it was cold.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
That new generation.
Yeah, have you enjoyed looking at the new generation? It's a weird time, isn't it?
This is 96, and I'm sort of trying.
It is very strange.
Yeah, so Vince wants to go,
time.
but reading the book, it's the same. He pushes it, but then he's always reluctant to push it.
Yeah.
Of people becoming Attitude Era with Austin and that, but you've still got Warrior and the Stalker.
Yeah,
well, he appears on a pay-per-view that has Razor and Diesel on their very last pay-per-view, and then so it's just weird. It's
like overlapping. It's
a strange time.
I'm going to say it's like Marvel could have wrote this.
It is odd.
Could have done with it.
Not
fade away.
Yeah, we're just left with Isaac Yankem.
Maybe Vince will do that with the ratings and off the roster will go.
No chance he won't let them go, will he? Don't let anyone go.
Wild card, brother. That'll work.
Have you enjoyed the recent goings on in the world of wrestling?
I don't bloody know what's going on anymore.
They're really desperately throwing anything up the wall and over
at the moment.
Yeah, I think I watched someone on YouTube, somebody reviewing it and saying this is basically what WCW did in 2000.
Yeah, I think it's better than that. In-ring, but
in-ring products.
Well, there's no story arc. What is the story arc at the moment?
The right one, is there?
There is no story arcs at all. This is the
it's just let's book to the next pay-per-view. But you got no overarching story.
Yeah, I mean the beauty of the WrestleMania season is that at least you're building towards Kofi and Becky and Seth. You've got the 3 people, but when you get out of it, you've got to have a plan of what they're going to do.
What you're going to do next year? Because that's why they were so good initially, were it? They always said he always booked to Mania. Said this is what I want, and then go backwards.
It's just awful at the moment, and what they did with the revival, I mean, it's just garbage, isn't it? Did you see it?
The Oozy cream or Oozy hot Warrior.
It's pathetic, isn't it?
Bollocks.
It's just absolutely pathetic. Yeah. Are they trying to get over? Oh, everyone knows that they're expecting us to punish him, so ironically we'll do it. So but everyone will understand that it's not. It's just stupid.
I don't know. It don't help the Usos either. It makes them look worse.
Yeah, you've just devalued all of the tag division. It's
just watching this, I actually dislike the Usos slightly more.
Yeah,
making them back to what there was before. When there was faces, when there was just baby face, white meat nonsense.
Did you see the Cody Rhodes promo on Goldust?
I watched it. Yeah.
It's brilliant. I mean, it's a really,
where
really
there is
good.
the Attitude Era.
Yeah, he talks about how he watches.
The video was there. I watched it yet.
It's really worth a watch because it's brilliant, and that is what's missing in wrestling. Because he doesn't really go. He brings it back to the point, but he's just allowed to talk to a camera. It can be edited. It's like a lot of the WWE exclusives, and better than the product. It's just, I don't understand what is going on.
Stuff on there is brilliant.
Yeah,
it's because they've got more passion about because it's their own words.
Yeah.
If you write the promo for 10 people, the 10 people are going to sound the same.
But then this is the thing. As a bit of a control freak myself, I can kind of understand why Vince would want to have his fingerprints over it if the template that he's got is working. But it's not.
No, yeah.
The trends are all downwards, so why would you consistently keep...
it's similar to bringing it back to the podcast, what's going on, what we've reviewed, like there's 95 and stuff,
it probably
80s.
is around the same sort of narrative.
And it's people like Brett and Sean and Austin at the time trying to branch out and do it their way. But and Vince trying to really cling to, I want to be cartoon friendly.
I want to be kid friendly or whatever. Obviously you've got to be different. But again, you've got... It was like then, you had WCW, who was coming up, AEW even started.
Well, the thing is, AEW will not fail initially, because the product that they're going to put out there is a product that people want.
Yeah.
So the people who buy it want that product, and they'll be happy with that product. Because the in-ring work will be just as good as anything out there.
Yeah.
Because it is. Because wrestling is as good as it's ever been. Yeah. You can watch a Chikara match, and you can watch a main event at WrestleMania, and get the same level of in-ring content. Well, I don't know. But there you go. So, but
he went a long time ago.
But it's not the world of today that we need to focus on. It's the world of 1996. 1996 for when the Ultimate Warriors announced to be returning. But before we go there, the world of 1996 at the box office, and I love this because it's a film near and dear to my heart. Topping the UK box office was When Saturday Comes. Sean Bean doesn't die in that film.
No, he doesn't die in it.
Yeah,
UK penalty for Sheffield United.
And they are back in the Premier League as well.
Premier League.
And during our run, topping the box office was Toy Story, obviously a quality film.
Brilliant
Billy
film.
Madison, one of his last good films. Adam Sandler. He's definitely been on a downward trend since then. 12 Monkeys, you might not have seen 12 Monkeys, Bruce Willis, very good.
I've watched the series.
And it's rounded out by a film near and dear to all of our hearts, Muppet Treasure Island.
Oh, brilliant, that is.
Everyone loves
Sam's film.
Brilliant.
It is. And topping the UK charts in March of 1996 was Firestarter. Obviously, sadly lost Keith Flint recently. The Prodigy topping the UK charts. But if they don't want to be starting any fires with Keith, Jack, what should they be checking out?
Well, they can listen to Tiny Music, songs from the Vatican Gift Shop.
Wow.
Which is by a band called Stone Temple Pilots.
Good luck getting that on a Twitter poll. Because
I know that. I'm just going to have to put Tiny Music by SGP.
Stone Temple Pilots. I know which one you probably want to win this poll, Jack.
Yeah, that one. Vote for that. Well, I don't mind the third album.
Mama said don't vote for anything else.
Mama said fix this vote.
The next album of choice is A Maximum High by Shed 7.
Oh, Kevin loves Shed 7. He'd love that.
Kev, vote for it.
Yeah, get on it, Kev.
Gin. The third album of choice is To the Faithful Departed by the Cranberries.
Oh, yes. Like Cranberries. Yeah, it's good poll, this is. Very 90s.
And
it's going to be the way like.
And the last album is Villains.
Oh,
by, I know, not very topical.
Yeah, don't like that at the moment, the Villains.
By the the Verve Pipe.
The Verve Pipe?
Who are
no idea
rock, alternative rock as well. Very rock-centric, this poll, because you voted for LL Cool J, so I need some rock.
I saw that.
Yeah, I don't mind most of it, to be fair.
Disappointed.
So, if you want to have a vote on those four selections, head over to Twitter at BCCpod. Give us a follow and a like on our poll, and a vote as well.
Yes,
That defeat's really screwed you over, eh?
It has. It's made me feel very sad.
Very good.
Those reviews will be on bettercallcreative.com, our website. However, heading back to the world of 1996, March the 3rd, did you watch the announcement? Yes, March the 4th, sorry.
Speaking of WrestleMania, never before in the history of the World Wrestling Federation has one single force generated the intensity and raw energy of the Ultimate Warrior. No one could instantly electrify a crowd like the Warrior. Empowered by the Warrior inside the heart of all of his fans, the Warrior's rise to the top of the World Wrestling Federation was unquestionably meteoric. WrestleMania 6 became his launching pad, blasting off in front of 67,000 fans, defeating the self-professed immortal Hulk Hogan. The very next year, the Ultimate Warrior continued to soar through WrestleMania 7 with a victory over the Macho Man Randy Savage. And then, mystique turned to mystery. The Ultimate Warrior vanished. Yet in his absence, the legend of the Ultimate Warrior continued to grow. But now, after a great deal of speculation, it is official. Yes, with WrestleMania once again descending, brace yourself for the return of the most intense, reckless skyrocket of them all, the Ultimate Warrior.
Did you watch the announcement? Not a lot to say on it, but...
but there was a couple of things I did pick up.
Yeah. Did you notice what he called?
Hogan.
The
so-called...
Yeah, the self-professed immortal Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
He didn't very savage. I thought he would, but he was alright with savage.
Although they did cut to, literally, if you watched on, the next segment was the Huckster versus the Nacho Man.
Okay.
Which shows the sign of the time.
Grow up, Vince.
But he also says that he vanished after WrestleMania 7. Completely ignored.
I actually put that, but they kind of ignored his run. But when Warrior does his first promo, he kind of indicates 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still here.
Yeah, they never mentioned his second run, did they?
Yeah.
Even in the video package, there was nothing of him.
Yeah, because I was waiting for him to say, his triumphant comeback at 8 and what.
Never showed that tag match against Berserker and Popper.
They should have just had that. Play
This is what you're getting back.
To be honest though, what did he do other than his match with Savage at SummerSlam?
I mean, that wasn't the best either, was it? Really?
That's
That's why we haven't reviewed it
yet.
Oh gosh. But his triumphant return is announced for WrestleMania 12, and that's where we're heading for our first stop on the way. His opponent, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yes.
Did you enjoy his dinky music when he was heading out?
It. Yeah, I like it. Suits his blue blood sort of.
The one he had after, I think, suited it a bit more. What is it? Out to Joy, is it?
Oh, yeah.
The opening.
That one, yeah. I do like that one.
And he's in full arrogant heel mode with the second most important person in the Attitude Era on his arm, Sable.
Sable,
Yeah.
And Vince calls
to the
debuted before Miro. On that show.
She did. Vince calls her the most beautiful of Triple H's bitches. So
Is that what he says?
I don't think he says quite that. But,
bitches.
So he's trying to get over.
I can imagine his over-the-top voice in his head while he's looking at her.
Yeah.
Like he does throughout
Oh my god! Look at her! Look at her! Look at those titties!
That's Russo, I think.
Bro,
look at them boobs, bro.
And Vince and King are on commentary and talk about potentially Warrior being overweight and bald.
fat and bald. Can you imagine if he was?
It was me.
It was me, Austin.
Baked up Bundy.
I'd have loved it.
Bundy out.
You know, like in The Simpsons where Michael Jackson's the bald guy. It would be brilliant if they'd have thrown a wobble and it was just that. It was just like
they just say to Vader, you're working twice.
Bait your face.
No, because Warrior... that actually links it, because Warrior was initially going to be Vader.
Yeah,
The gimmick Vader was going to begin to Warrior.
Okay.
By Inoki. Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, see?
The world could have been a different
So
place.
much different, couldn't he?
Triple H's entrance as well goes on for a long time, doesn't it? It seems it takes ages to get to the ring, and it's a small arena as well. It's not like it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania, does it? That arena. I know him so used to different manias.
Obviously, you had that for a few years, there, you. So I was actually thinking this. When was the last time you had like bigger, extravagant stages for the manias and whatever? I think it was the roller coaster. Well, no, I mean where you actually had a big stage where they just have like a little entrance next to the board. You know what I mean?
Okay,
where big like elaborate Titantron and stage.
Yeah, it was probably 17.
It's 17 because
I mean they've had a proper Titantron, have they?
31 with a mask, 30 with the big X's.
No, I mean the first one.
Oh, the first time they had it.
First time.
Yeah, because I mean before then you just
no, not the
last time. The first time because
silly sausage.
I mean you could say probably 15 when they had the big X and V, but
it didn't feel
that was the first one.
First big
and then you had scaffolding.
So and the crowd start to get a bit restless after a bit of a long entrance, but they do really pop when the lightning bolt likes the sparkler of the Ultimate Warrior side.
Because it's
really slow. Even Warrior fucks off halfway there.
I saw like just the bit and I thought, is that it? And they just had that to make it look like, obviously. And then I just thought, you could see somebody like really crouching on the lighting. It's not coming up, it's about polished.
Yeah, I ain't fucking waiting no more. And the Ultimate Warrior returns in full pomp and a jacket. For the, I think it's probably much of the... he wore it at 7.
7 where he took it back after he won. He put it back on.
Yeah.
I like this.
Well, I ain't paying for it for 2. It did look like a cool jacket with the artwork on the back, though. He was obviously plugging his...
oh, God.
Yeah, his comic, but we'll get to that later on. And he does look... he always looked good, but he looks in good shape.
This is the best he's looked.
Yeah,
I actually thought that. I thought you look at him.
He's lean, he's just jacked.
No,
it looks like he could. Well, no, we don't. But it looks like it could work.
At this point, definitely. But two sentences later, Triple H attacks him from behind before he gets his coat off. And pounds on him and hits a pedigree. So that's it, isn't it? Well, it's not, because literally Ultimate Warrior sells it for probably half a second before getting straight back up, hulking up, hitting 3 clotheslines, a shoulder tackle, a press slam, and a splash. And then he pins Hunter Hearst Helmsley, remember that? The future owner of the company, on his knees.
Yeah.
I picked the bones out of that, Sam. What do you think of that?
It was a match. It happened. There could have been somebody else, because, they was trying to push Triple H at this point. Although, then again, the curtain call hadn't happened.
No, that's it, because a lot of people go on, they point to this as a part of an example of where he was punished. It wasn't.
No, because the
Razor comes back after.
The curtain call was May 19th.
What?
It was May 19th, 96.
Well.
Yeah, that's what Kane was going on about.
Should have come out.
Jack, you want to add anything to this?
Well, I think it should have been quicker, if I'm in all honesty.
What was the point in doing the
pedigree? Should have done the
pedigree,
because that kills the move. If they'd have just done jumping,
done the honky,
stuck the clothesline, big shoulder block, splash, win.
That
would have sufficed.
It would have made more sense, because that's the point, isn't it? Honky wouldn't have agreed to doing shake, rattle and roll and then losing at SummerSlam. Obviously Triple H is pretty amenable, and it didn't obviously harm his career long term.
No, he did all right.
He weathered the storm of about 3 months when he was losing to Henry O'Gordon.
But it's one of those. It's difficult to book him any other way, as we will find later on.
Win really quick and short, but you don't need to have the pedigree.
Yeah, and bear in mind this whole mania was built around a match that was going to take an hour.
This isn't his worst match on this run.
No, it ain't. It's probably his best.
Well, yeah, we'll get to this.
I don't know. No, I'll save that.
Yeah. So, more moves. Making his Raw debut on the 8th of the 4th, 1996.
Where you been?
Yeah.
Where you been for a month?
And Vince is in the ring, and he says he's back, and introduces the Warrior to a big pop. Doesn't come out with his jacket on though.
No.
Just he come out in a jacket to a fight, But when he's giving an interview, I'm showing them abs.
Yeah. Those places where a man goes that are of any real importance, Vince McMahon, are not places you will ever find up on a map. For a man to truly find himself, he has to go one place that we're all entitled to go to. Deep, deep, deep in the mind. In the 3.5 years that I have been absent, there's one thing that would not die. The voices. The spirit of the warrior. You spoke to me. You spoke to me. All of you spoke to me. All of you. The very blood of your visions said one thing. We want it, warrior, and we want it bad. We want to live one more time in the power of the warrior. This guy's more of a lunatic than I thought.
He asks where he's been for 3 years, and Warrior says that he's gone deep, deep, deep into his mind.
Basically, he's been talking to himself.
And he says the voices wouldn't die. And then he points around and says, "You spoke to me.
All of you spoke to me." I've written a lot of the fans was probably saying, "Stay away, stay."
So he points around the crowd. He says that they want to live in the power of the warrior. Okay.
I don't know about
and then Vince brings it back on topic and asks about the new generation. And at which point, Goldust just walks out.
Yeah, I was expecting like his music to it. I think that's just how it was.
Back then,
it was just
surprise attack.
It was a surprise attack.
I know.
Warrior ends his bit of the promo by aggressively snorting in the direction of Goldust. Vince announces Goldust as Warrior's opponent at In Your House. Good friends, better enemies?
Yeah. That was cool.
Come out and play. Warriors 1979. You, little warrior, can come in my house, but nobody will be there. But perhaps, maybe we could play some games, something like a superhero game. Maybe you could be Superman. Maybe I could climb on your back and we could take off and you could fly away with me in the sunset. What do you think about that? Hold it right there, freak! Whatever you're trying to pull from the minds of those you screw with, and whatever those choose to do with what you dish out, let me make it perfectly clear. What is, and whatever you're into, I don't give a shit. Brother, if you're looking for a full-length, action-packed adventure, I got a full-length movie for you. Me kicking your ass from beginning to end.
And then they have the bite and the snort off. Goldust suggestively uses the word "come." I'll leave that one there. And then Goldust says Warrior can be Superman and he can climb on his back, and they can take off and they can fly off into the sunset. Fucking brilliant.
Basically, this bit I've put gay stick, and this is where you can splice
You
in.
can't say that.
No, basically that's what he was doing. That was his gimmick. And this is where you can splice in Warrior when he shouts queering doesn't make the world
well,
work.
the whole promo could be that, to be fair. But Warrior calls him a freak. He says that he doesn't give a shit. Literally says shit. Doesn't give a shit what Goldust is into.
I was looking at Vince when he said that, and Vince ain't really good.
Vince sort of like was like, oh.
Pal.
And then Goldust tries to touch him, but Warrior tells Goldust he's going to kick his ass. And I'll tell you one thing, and then Goldust pratfalls up the aisle, fucks his knee up, and then that's literally ruined. Yeah, when he did his pratfall.
I thought he did the fall.
No, when he did it.
Because I saw him, obviously, the next match where he's got it. I thought that was just like his ruse to try and get out
Well,
the
I think it might have been. Oh, no. He pratfalls away, and he literally pratfalls up the aisle and fucked his knee up. And that's
brilliant.
what, ruined the whole promo. Program, sorry. But thoughts on the promo, Sam?
It was a Warrior promo.
I thought it was brilliant.
His promos get a little bit better.
Well, because he started to using things like he doesn't give a shit and he's going to kick his ass. Because I'm so used to him talking garbage and just going off. Because it was so to the point. He was like, "Whoa, that was quite cool." Like,
why didn't you do this?
And Goldust is so good as a heel at this point.
Yeah.
Because the fans, and we'll get to it in the match. The fans fucking hated him. Yeah. I mean, he really just did get loads of heat.
I think in that is it Titan Shattered 96?
Yeah.
That's just how a lot of the arenas, they really want him on there or something. And all the stuff was mainly Savio Vega who getting some of the stuff. Like when he was he said rub me.
Savio rub me. Jack, do you want to add anything?
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really, really good. It made Warrior more humanised, which is what it needed to be, instead of stars and skies and axes and all that nonsense.
At this point, everyone wants
Goldust was a perfect foil.
And you're just really looking forward to him having a proper full-on match, aren't you?
Well, I thought it was a brilliant promo. And Vince as well. Vince is brilliant in it as well. His faces and everything. He's a proper interviewer. He sells everything.
Just brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. That is the best bit of his whole run in his whole career.
End now.
His whole career. This is better than Mania 6.
I won't go that far, but I've got his best promo, I'd probably say.
Yeah, I loved it. I really did. So we're set up for, and he doesn't appear again on Raw, by the way. That's it.
Only part time.
Why do you get an IC title match?
Yeah, someone had a sign saying that, didn't they? Warrior holding the IC belt.
I thought.
Because we're going to In Your House.
Well, you know what this means. You want to get bizarre?
7. Good friends, better enemies. Goldust versus the Ultimate Warrior. Goldust heads out, and at this point, Vince McMahon screams, "Do you want to get bizarre?"
I missed that.
Oh, brilliant! I will splice it in. It is amazing. Goldust is out, and I put Marlene for some reason. As in the Marlene. He's with Marlene, and who the fuck is that? I completely forgot.
Is that who Woody was going to be?
Because he's Mantari.
It is Mantar without all the
face. And
you saw that who Lola was on about at WrestleMania 12. That was just going to paint him up before he had done the show.
I'm sure it's Mantar.
It could very well be. I don't know who it was. The only person I could thought it might be is one of the SWAT team. That was the only thing. But they're black, aren't they?
Yeah,
they probably weren't there.
He had Dula the Butcher twice.
No, it was Mantar, I'm sure.
It probably may very well be. If anyone knows whether that was Mantar, let us know.
Mantar was.
Yeah.
Mantar, was it you?
There's a clip from the free for all where Marlena blows smoke into the Warrior's face, and that makes him chase. And they do the best to get over that Goldust is injured, so everyone knows he's fucking injured. All right, we know he's injured. This is where we're going with it. Warrior is out in green with his pyro and his giant symbol that sparkles.
Vince loses his shit though when Warrior comes out.
Does he on all of them?
I know.
Even on his show.
Mad.
And again, we've all agreed that this is one of his better looks, but the green fucking looked really good.
Yeah,
I thought he really did look good. Goldust shakes his fist outside to Warrior inside as the gangster man tries to get inside. Goldust hobbles around. I mean, he looks fucked.
Yeah, he
really does look fucked. As Warrior smokes the cigar dropped by Marlene.
And this is where you can cut the advert where he does the no smoking advert.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, definitely.
But I like the fact that Vince says, "Oh, Warrior doesn't even smoke." What the fuck is he doing then?
He's smoking. Yeah, I can see he is.
Is he a vapor?
I love that. Vince don't like smoking, does he?
No.
He don't like smoking at all.
No.
He's like that. Yeah, he don't like. That's why he don't have it on his TV and wouldn't let the Sandman do it.
R-Truth.
He got told off and
smokes. Do we?
Yeah, Orton smokes.
A lot. Yeah, but yeah, so he hates smoking.
Puff on it. No, Warrior. He
smokes
it all.
He loves it.
For a bloke who don't smoke, he got through that cigar.
The crowd start to get flat as there's no real point to what they're doing at the moment, and the injury has really screwed the match up. Warrior grabs the director's chair, and at this point, Goldust, because that's too far. Yeah, that's too far.
You can have a cigar, but not my chair.
And then he got me chair.
No, he picks up his wig and he
he gets the wig and the jacket.
Oh, there's a Vince bit on this when he gets his jacket later.
Oh, this is the point. When Warrior sits in the chair, that Goldust is so pissed off. It's like, how dare you sit in my chair?
He sells it.
Basically, that image is basically Warrior when they pitch him ideas for this.
Don't work for me, brother.
This is what you've got to do to work. And he's just this popular cigar.
No, thank you. The crowd chant something that is definitely edited on
I couldn't understand it.
Yeah, well, look at the mouth of the crowd
is it
and
faggot?
Listen to
Yeah, I actually heard
chant
it.
faggot.
No, I watched
Cut
it.
that out.
I could see it. I could see it. I could hear it.
I could see it.
Yeah, they chant.
Because I've actually put. They ring the bell. He's hobbling out, and I actually put no count out.
Well, that's the point. He just lets it get on, do he?
Yeah, so get the in here.
But yeah, so you can see that it's definitely been edited on the network, which is probably the right thing to do, but not. It doesn't age well. That chant. Let's put it that way.
I like the fact that they edit that out, but they can show Bossman being hung.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I'll leave that in.
That again, it's
stealing a
sign of the times.
We'll keep that part of the story.
Yeah, he literally ground up and killed a dog and then fed it to its owner. That's in
That's
there.
all right, brother.
That's fine.
If that happened for real.
That's funny, pal.
The heat is dying up here as Goldust grabs.
You people don't shut your mouths right now. I am personally going to come out there and kiss each and every one of you. So shut up!
The microphone tries to get heel heat. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
By threatening to come into the crowd and kiss every one of you.
Lawler's good on this with commentary as well, saying he'll do it.
Yeah.
Red Lawler's really good.
Lawler's brilliant.
Brilliant.
He is brilliant. But there's a sign that reads "Smear the Queer" as well in the crowd. Yeah.
Oh dear.
What a weird time.
And I put here, oh god, this hasn't aged well. Did you hear him?
Why don't
Vince,
you
you've got to please tell me you heard Vince do the bullfighting noises.
Oh,
that's getting spliced in. Good old Vince. And then Warrior hands the cigar back and offers to put Goldust's coat on him. After some stalling, he does and sits him down. Warrior smokes the cigar, and Vince asks, "What's going on?" I just thought, I don't know. And then Goldust extends his hand to be kissed.
He does the proper...
twisted kiss me ring kind of thing. And Warrior puts out the cigar on his hand, which is good, and he clotheslines Goldust off the chair, and then Goldust just fucks off and is counted out. Match is over. Warrior chases the bodyguard round, clotheslines him, shoulder tackles him, rips his shirt, shows he's fat, and then body slams him and puts the gangster hat on.
Puts the wig on underneath.
It's
gangster hat and the wig.
What is this your new look, Warrior?
Bear in mind, when they booked the match a couple of weeks before Goldust wasn't injured, he was now injured. you've got to take that into consideration when I ask you your thoughts on the match.
One thing that confused me, because I actually put this.
What?
When the body... Well, no, the other thing angered me. This confused me. Because, obviously, he got counted out. Then the bodyguard got him. But then the bell rang.
The bell rang.
And I thought, is this the match that I'm going to do instead? And then it rang again, and I went, oh no, they're just...
It wouldn't have been a bad idea, though, really. I mean, I don't know how workable that guy was, but it might have been better just to say, I ain't fighting you, I'm putting him in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just let him have
That's
a
what
shot.
I'd
Tony
have done.
DeVito or whatever.
That's what I would have done. If you know it can't work, just have him come out, cut a promo, then he can fight the bodyguard. He can beat him in a second or 30 seconds, whatever, clothesline body slam, because he can take a clothesline and a body slam because he did it splash. And that's it.
I suppose you could argue, in essence, he's done all that. He's obviously going to beat him, so there's no jeopardy in that. You might as well get as much comedy shit out of it as you can.
I don't mind the stuff with the cigar and the chair and all that, but that felt like a promo on Raw.
It was too long.
Yeah.
It was far
If
too
it
long.
was too long, I don't mind the stick if it led to a match, even how short.
Well,
it was.
yeah, exactly. If you've been derailed at this point, build towards
Why
it
don't you
next.
do this on Raw before?
That's what I mean.
When he come back, do it then.
Yeah, you're right. Well, that's what you said anyway.
yeah,
Do it on a Raw and fight the fat bloke on man top.
Yeah, and if he wins, then obviously he could go with a belt, and you could have him get a monsoon. Say, they beat me, I'm the champ. Why, so.
But I don't think they particularly cared about in your houses at this point anyway.
Yeah, that was cheaper.
2 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was
2 hours.
cheaper and shorter.
Yeah, it was what it was. But I kind of liked it. And the one thing I'll take out of it, maybe I'm being unfair to Warrior, Goldust is just so
good job it
fucking
was
good.
with him.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He really, really is good. Anyway, so we fast forward now to Warrior's first and one of 2 only matches on Raw on the 29th of the 4th, 1996. And if you're checking this out, it's the main event of Raw between a Hall of Famer Ultimate Warrior fighting what you would imagine is going to be a future Hall of Famer. And current mayor of Notts County.
He must be sad. He'll be sad now.
It's Isaac Yankem.
Not League Kane.
Yeah. So, yes, Ultimate Warrior versus Isaac Yankem. I'm going to ask you this question. Is Isaac Yankem's theme the worst theme there has ever been in the history of wrestling?
I don't know, you always make a play for the Allied Powers theme.
Oh, that's bad.
IRS's theme, bad.
The typewriter.
Oh, but
I
I think
think-
a different one later on where it's like a news bulletin day later on. Yeah.
A news bulletin.
Well, he's a tax man. No, that's what it sounds like. Breaking news. I should have had a yellow tie.
Deadline day IRS. That's WCW. Getting the NWO with an NWO shirt.
You just got to draw this.
with an NWO shirt signed for the NWO.
IRS is so WCW. Oh, brilliant. But yeah, it
is a bad theme.
And I just hate that noise anyway. So
Well, that's why it works.
didn't Dean Douglas had the nails scraping on a chalk?
Yeah, and then it did go into a theme, but that was the beginning.
Just
Who
fucking
else?
awful.
RTC.
I mean, I don't know what else you would have
could
done
have
with
had.
dentists, like, but yeah, it's like Colgate advert or something like that. Probably would.
Yeah, but that'd be jolly and,
You'd have had to have just had Lawless.
Well, he could have done a Repo Man and promised that he was going to do Make-A-Wish as dentists or something.
Taker did a Make-A-Wish in full gimmick.
Yeah. Well, he did a press conference in full fucking gimmick. We said that a couple of
Yeah,
weeks ago.
that's true.
Anyway, King is supposed to be in the corner of Isaac Yankem at this point. I think he's still yeah, and so he does, but he just puts the headset, keeps the headset on. He warns that Isaac Yankem is going to knock Warrior's teeth out. Gotta love the puns. Ultimate Warrior runs out and runs around the wing and runs all the way to the back, and everyone goes, "Where's he go? Where's he go?"
I was expecting him to come back out with his jacket on.
He should have come out like Jake, like pissed, feeling his tits.
Then coming back, jogging.
Lawler.
Is it because of the oil ain't big enough?
I think so, yeah. I think that was the point. He just wanted to get his running shit in
fast.
Lawler gives Isaac Yankem a pep talk in the corner in his headset. And at this point, we get our first plug for Warrior University, which they'll be talking about on Mania with Todd Pettingill. Thank God we didn't watch that. Warrior shoulder tackles Isaac Yankem and then lays him out with a punch, and he tosses him out of the ring as the Raw goes to a break. And when it comes back off the break, he's in full Warrior mode, hits 3 clotheslines, a shoulder tackle, a splash, and for 3.
But they don't even say this is what happened during the break.
No. It's not point.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And Lawler wants to go into the ring, but the headset won't allow it.
Yeah.
And he mocks Warrior's little run.
That was brilliant.
And Warrior is out of the ring, and we see a replay, and that's pretty much it.
You replay the whole match.
Might as well. Not much to say, but thoughts on Isaac Yankem's big Raw main event?
Poor sod.
I mean, he looks green. But at the same time, he bumps around quite well.
Yeah.
Like you could have got a lot more out of
Warrior
him.
on the last show. Warrior he's very green, eh?
He's saying that in WCW though, isn't he? He's very green though, isn't he? He hasn't learnt how to wrestle yet.
I don't think he's green. I think he's purple.
We'll all be green after that. But yes, Jack.
Well, I understand why they did it, because they want to get Lawler, and obviously he's Lawler's dentist. But you know, he's a big bloke. He looks imposing anyway, Yankem. So to have him just get beat quite cleanly and easily by Warrior just kills him. I know having him as a dentist kills him, but this kills him.
Yeah, I mean,
he's gone, eh? Not long after this.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's fake Diesel.
Fake Diesel later on.
I suppose at this point his stock's gone to the point where you might as well give a big blow to Warrior. But I do feel sorry for him, because he definitely had, and obviously went on to prove
that he can work.
But he definitely got potential. Yeah. But the match itself was just completely throwaway.
A match for him.
Yep. Yeah. Warrior would appear again on Raw on the 13th of the 5th with no face paint, cutting a promo to Warrior University.
So old.
Warrior Man here, and you know, any academic institution can help you fulfill prerequisites, obtain a degree. But how many can prepare you to fulfill a dream? At Warrior University, you and me together can do just that. The testimonial on my life says that you, yes you, have the same exact chance of achieving your dreams as I did. If you really believe it, if you have the deep felt desire to discipline yourself to make the true sacrifices, the door to Warrior University could quite possibly lead into the dressing rooms of the WWF superstars. With my direction, the World Wrestling Federation's seal of approval, and the curriculum at Warrior University, I believe you can turn your fantasies into an ultimate reality.
And did you hear how he opens up the promo?
Warrior Man here. What was ever called to that? Warrior Man? Is he a Mega Man? Fucking
Warrior Man. Was that little run?
Oh, maybe that's what Goldust should have said when he said you could be Superman. You could be Warrior
Gold Man here.
It sounds like
Queer Man here.
It sounds like, you know, the WCW rants. You know the WCW rants. Hey man,
Warrior here.
pick me.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And you won't lose in 5 minutes. I promise.
It made me laugh. He says, you, yes you, can achieve your dreams, and he promises to turn your fantasy into reality. And then literally after it finishes, you see Duke the Dumpster Drones. There's never been more apt segue.
Oh, yeah, trash.
Complete and utter trash.
Oh, imagine if it was a different warrior though, like the Road Warrior University.
Yeah, pork. You, yes you, can snort coke with me.
Man here.
Hawkman. You can be a little doomer.
I'm trying to get a no-sell thing in here, but
obviously we know where it goes. We know how much quality he adds to the new generation long term. But fucking hell, Vince was selling his arse to have him on the show.
What is it, that uni anyway? What is he? What is the university?
Is it
a university?
It's a
I had no idea.
It's a gym.
There's actual
It's
things
a gym.
there's things online before he died when he had his short hair and Mad Warrior. Obviously before he made up. He's there.
Yeah, when he's going on about Heath Ledger and
Yeah,
stuff,
and all
me
that.
him
when you
I'm like, He's actually basically it's just people training and him yelling at him.
Oh, he's mad, eh?
Warrior man here.
Warrior man here.
This distrusity nonsense.
That's the comic book.
Yeah.
Well, it's the word. What is it?
It's an amalgamation of a few different words.
To make one word that doesn't exist. What's the point in that?
Is that really what it is?
Yeah. If you listen to one of
when I order a big breakfast, I'm going to say, "Can I have a sabago, Craig?"
That's sausage, bacon, and egg.
No, if you listen, and it's your friend, it's Jim Cornette, and he's talking with Bruce Pritchard on his podcast about when they met the Warrior, and he said it's about distrusting. And Bruce Pritchard actually says what it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is.
It's not worth
just
noting.
bollocks, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to be enrolling in Warrior University.
I don't know, is it still open?
Warrior man.
I hope not. Warrior man's here.
Harvard, Cambridge, Warrior University. I imagine doing your GCSEs or your
trying to get into Warrior University.
27th of the 5th, 1996, we're heading to a King of the Ring qualifier as the Warrior Man faces off against the Gold Man. Gold Dust, and we finally get the match that we were promised at In Your House.
Tim
1 month in the
Tim
making.
White is the angry man, at the start.
Yeah,
You
he
see him
is.
get in
Proper angry.
Warrior's face.
Yes.
Fuck off! Let him in.
See the new generation.
He is. Proper
Tim
angry.
White.
So the show opens up with Goldust in the ring. No entrance for Goldust and no gangster for Goldust this match.
He's selling his injuries.
We'll get another shirt.
Warriors music hits and he's running to the ring and sparklers and all sorts of stuff. And did you see what was on his gear?
This is his comic, eh?
Warriors
University.
Awful gear.
Yeah, it's
This
terrible.
Is his worst
This
gear.
is
This is where his gear goes down and he just
Bruised
stops bothered.
Warrior, eh? It's like a bruise, eh?
Yeah, he does look like
and
a
it's
bruise.
the grey, like the
Yeah, it's
Warrior
terrible.
University's grey on his knee pads.
The thing that
Shit.
I thought, particularly at this time with his attire, is his boots don't really match his like
No,
colour
they
scheme.
don't really.
Like one of them, he had like, when was he? He had like his purple, and then he had like red and yellow boots.
No,
What the?
Did
What's going on here?
gone mad, eh?
It's
Warrior
like-
man.
yeah, it's like Sergeant, but
Warrior
did
Man.
both of these appear on In Your House, the video game?
Yes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Goldust and
I was actually going to put that when it was for the In Your House match. I was going to say I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
play the game. Is that his stage?
That would have been brilliant. Lawler asks if Goldust would be king or queen of the ring, for fuck's sake. Goldust still has a fucked up knee though. You can see the evident knee pad thing under his.
Oh, don't worry, they give him a knee pad and they had a tag team,
Oh,
didn't they?
God.
You get that?
So the match opens up with a chase around the ring as they buy for time, and then they go inside, and Warrior is on top. Warrior mocks Goldust and hits an atomic drop, both normal and reversed. And Goldust is outside. Vince, at this point, apologises for Beware of Dog.
For everything.
Yeah, for everything that
He
happened.
called off due to water loss.
I'm surprised they didn't book Warrior into a match at Beware of Dog,
No,
though.
he was
again.
in a dark match already, I think.
Was he?
What, there was a
Yeah.
few dark
I
matches.
think he was
while
the
they were
last
on
match
pay-per-view.
on. He was the dark match last match.
They were all dark.
Fought Owen, I think.
I said that
Did he?
joke. Yeah,
But,
he did. Well, I
Fought
went
Owen in the last dark match.
Goldust attacks Warrior, but he jogs it off, and then he hits a front face plant, which does look quite dangerous when he throws him up and sort of yanks his head.
Yeah.
But Goldust comes down head first quickly. Goldust is then tossed out into the crowd and then dragged back in, and then eats a ring post, and we're back inside. But
I was say he
Goldust,
was pretty quick to get back in, because with
Yeah.
that gimmick, it wouldn't
well,
surprise me
yeah,
if
you
some of the crowd
don't stay out there. Vince now plugs Warrior's comic book, which he says is the #1 seller in the world.
That's bollocks.
I was
eh?
actually-
Well, the Beano's definitely #1, isn't it? But no, I can't believe it's #1 in the world.
I don't know.
Never heard of it.
All I know is he sodomizes in the... There's one where he like
can't do
kidnaps
that.
Santa.
He kidnaps it. Is it
kid-
face?
Can't kidnap and rape Santa.
There's a picture, look it up, there's a picture of
I
him
know what I
putting
looked
on
this up.
Santa's suit, and there's Santa lying there just in his
Is he the Grinch?
The Warrior that stole Christmas. You're the mean one.
Oh, the sub.
Look at
I'm
him.
going to buy these comics.
Oh, God.
I've thought that, graphic novel.
Vince talks about the Warrior's world as he powers out of the chin lock and hits another dangerous looking back body drop. And then, as Goldust tries to...
I like the fact that Vince always calls him the most reckless person in the WWF.
Bloody right. Goldust now tries to leave.
Yes.
Our first appearance of Ahmed Johnson in a fucking cap, looking like Jax from Mortal Kombat. He picks up fucking Goldust and carries him back to the... But then he goes to break and he's gone.
And then he disappears. He comes back on and he's back outside. Ahmed's bucketed up.
It's weird.
I put him halfway and then thought, yeah, it'll be alright.
Yeah, I thought the match at this point is too long and the crowd start to get flat. Goldust is now on top and tosses a gassed Warrior through the rope. He really does look gassed though, Warrior. I mean, no surprise I suppose, but he's really out of shape. Warrior hits a belly-to-belly suplex. First time I've ever seen Warrior hit a belly-to-belly suplex.
And last, probably.
Yeah, and last time. Goldust distracts the ref. Oh, I love the distraction of the ref. Did you see it? Where he just goes, look over there! Points over there, and then low blows Warrior.
Every time.
Oh, and this, the best line of commentary ever, when Goldust is clawing at Warrior's face, and Vince goes,
nasty gloves of Goldust. Are you kidding? You gotta wear gloves when you mess with somebody that's got that nasty paint all over their face.
look at Goldust gloves, they're nasty. Nasty gloves.
I like Lawler saying, well, when you're handling somebody who wears paint, you gotta wear gloves. I thought, well, he's wearing it.
That's his joke.
Yeah. William's paint at this point is completely done as Goldust is on top. And there's a nice reverse power slam by Warrior and he starts to shake the ropes. The crowd wake up slightly for this. Goldust bails after a shoulder tackle. And stupidly, Warrior just chases after him. So the referee just counts him out. And then Jerry Lawler gets the broken chair, goes to attack Warrior. Warrior turns round and chases Lawler out the arena and celebrates. Complete and utter dud ending, but thoughts on the King of the Ring qualifier? So?
This was his best match of his run, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
It was a match, at least.
Jack, thoughts on the King of the Ring qualifier?
Well, you're obviously limited with Goldust again because he's still injured. But it is a bit weird, if they don't want anybody to go through in this match, why have it in the first place as a King of the Ring qualifier?
I don't understand why you had him in it.
That's what I mean.
Other than maybe they thought we've got to create a situation where Vader gets through easy and he's fresh.
Yeah,
because it was Vader, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they only had the semis and the final day on the pay-per-view.
Does make it so stupid.
Yeah, that's the point. You could have done that with just two other people.
Yeah. Warrior man.
You could have protected Warrior by not making him look thick going out. I mean, he didn't even catch him. If he chased him and caught him and beat him up.
Lawler either.
Yeah, he just was
two
stupid.
people.
It's like the booking looks fed up at this point anyway.
He just won't do anything.
Yeah. So, heading forward to the 10th of the 6th, 1996. So, Vince McMahon is in the ring and we're heading to the King's Court. Is it the King's Court though? I suppose it's not.
I was
It's just an interview segment.
Yeah.
The King's Court.
Because I thought when it said King's Court, I thought, well, they have like the red carpet in his big
I think it's just being interviewed by... Yeah, so
maybe they don't have that because Vincent sit in that throne. My throne, pal.
And he introduces Jerry Lawler's opponent at King of the Ring, the Ultimate Warrior, who comes out in a baseball cap. What the fuck?
He can't be bothered with his paint though.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. Yeah,
because
this is his worst look.
When he paints up, that's what he does to begin with. Because I saw a picture where it's just all black and then he puts the colour on after. So maybe at this point you go, oh shit, no.
Yeah, forgot the paint cap. He just looks awful. Vince, if you look at him, he doesn't give a lot away, but you can tell he's thinking, the fuck's he done here?
This isn't Warrior.
Yeah, what's he wearing that cap for? Lawler cuts a promo about how being king isn't easy and that's why he cost him, although he didn't, but whatever, we'll ignore that. And Lawler plugs the comic book and says it's great and that he's done a portrait of the Ultimate Warrior, which does look fucking... If he has done it, and I think he did do it.
I think he did do it.
Fucking brilliant. Yeah. I mean, he really is good. Vince McMahon says he's trying to get out of the match and Warrior says that maybe he may be an artist, but he's a con artist.
At least he puts over the art.
Yes, I appreciate the art, but I'm still going to kick your ass at King of the Ring. And then Lawler waffles him to the back of the head with a portrait, which explodes, and there's no risk of him getting any glass in the back of his head because he doesn't even hit him with a glass side.
No,
he hits him with a cardboard side.
Well, the cap would protect his head, wouldn't it? That's what he did. That's maybe why he wore it.
Friday my destiny.
Oh, he should have worn it backwards.
Racist warrior.
I mean, he didn't even sell it.
No,
he didn't even
No,
drop
just
to his
started
knee.
shaking, and then the next thing you know, after the replay, he's running off halfway down the thing.
Any thoughts that you want to add to this segment?
It's a famous segment.
Yeah, completely because of the baseball cap.
Imagine if he didn't have it though, because he had hair like a ponytail, didn't he?
I know. The con artist bit was nice. You know, they tried to get his human side over again by saying he'll kick his ass. But apart from that, it was very good.
Well, is there any jeopardy that Warrior's going to kick Lawler's ass at King of the Ring at this point? Do you think that is a credible threat? I mean, he hasn't even...
No.
If he'd have sold the painting, then maybe. But, he sells once in our whole run. Once in the whole of the run. But we'll get to that. But yeah, I just thought it did nothing to build towards the match, really. So, King of the Ring, 1996, and not the most famous part of the King of the Ring 1996. But the poster boy for Austin's coming out party is Ultimate Warrior. He's on the poster of King of the Ring 1996. Lawler is out first, and he heads up to the King of the Ring set, cuts a promo and grabs the scepter, bashes the local baseball team, and then the locals calling them slags and fat and ugly.
You've got fakes that turn men into, gold dust.
Yeah,
that got a pop.
It did. That was the first thing that got a pop.
I thought,
everybody went, "Whoa!"
Okay,
as was the style.
He keeps the scepter and says Warrior has overstayed his welcome, and Warrior is out in his jacket and heads to the ring. Lawler attacks him as he gets on the apron with a scepter, then chokes him outside with a scepter, then chokes him inside with the jacket, then chokes him inside with the tape, and then Vince goes, God, the ref's letting a lot go.
Come on.
Not been move yet.
Warrior then starts to psych up, but Lawler hits a pile driver, and in reminiscent of WrestleMania, he sells for half a second, gets up, hits 3 clotheslines, a shoulder tackle, doesn't even do the splash on Lawler, and pins him after the shoulder tackle for 3. Ooh, thoughts on this match?
It happened. Lawler was the best bit about it. At the beginning.
Fucking just a waste, Jack.
Well, I think Lawler tries to do as much as he can to get heat, but he's working with somebody who just don't want to work.
Who's cold?
Well, Warrior's cold.
Completely cold.
Just
a house show match.
Yeah, complete waste.
Maybe that's what Warrior thought. He thought, I've done my house show matches. I ain't turned it up for house shows.
Well, I mean, at this point, I know it's difficult. He's only been in 2 sort of major feuds, but have you really advanced Warrior from where he come in to now?
Regressed.
If anything, he's gone backwards.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand it. But anyway, it won't be the last we'll see of him at King of the Ring, as later on, Shawn Michaels defeats British Bulldog, and Owen Hart jumps in to attack Shawn with Bulldog. Ahmed Johnson initially makes the save until Vader is out, and they lay him out.
Did he have about 6 knee pads on?
He did. They set Shawn up for a splash from Vader, and then out comes the Warrior, who pushes him off the top rope.
Vince just have good to say something, but then stop.
Yeah.
And then the Warrior's out.
The Warrior's out. He helps them clear the ring and celebrates with Ahmed and HBK, and they already start plugging International Incident, which shows where King of the Ring is when that's going out. Plug in a 2-hour pay-per-view. But yeah, so Ahmed Johnson and HBK and Warrior are set up to be facing the Camp Cornette at International Incident.
Did you watch the Camp Cornette promo after?
Dust is hardly settled, gentlemen. I can tell you one thing. At the International Incident in Vancouver, I know 3 men that are going to get all over your Camp Cornette. You guys should be appalled and ashamed of yourself. What a gang fight.
We should be ashamed. We should be ashamed after what Shawn Michaels did. He had every friend he's had since he's been in grade school out there, and that's thinking Jose Lothario pulled a switchblade on me. But let me tell you something right now. I know what Shawn Michaels' game plan was. He said, I know I can't beat the British Bulldog. So when the man gets me down, when the man's wearing me out, when the man's running my face into that carpet, then I want y'all, all of my friends, I want y'all to hit the ring and pull him off of me. And that's what they tried to do.
broadcaster getting involved. No one threatened you. You had no business in the ring.
First of all, don't categorize me. I'm not a broadcaster. I'm a wrestler. I'm a Slammy Award winner, and I'm the best there is. Now, Shawn Michaels, you kicked the referee and knocked him down. I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't sure if Mr. Perfect was getting in there. I ran to give him a shove to tell him to get in there and count. That's what I was doing. I didn't interfere.
And the other stinking referee who didn't even belong in there, who's probably some wino that picked up down to local Falling Troll Tavern, he's the one that counted a pin, and Gorilla Monsoon's crooked because that guy shouldn't even have been a referee in the first place. He's got stripes down his back, all right, yellow stripes, just like Monsoon. It was all a conspiracy. But you want an international incident? Maybe if we go to Canada, then the WWF won't have so much political pull, and we'll get a fair shake, one way or another. Shawn Michaels, Ahmed Johnson, Ultimate Warrior, your future is looking very, very dim.
And I guess you think you're still a better man than Shawn Michaels, don't you?
Well, you know what? I'm the better man. But Shawn Michaels, you know what? Let me tell you something. I didn't know that you had that many friends. But that's okay, because the British Bulldog has got his own friends. I've got my brother-in-law Owen Hart, and the biggest man in professional wrestling today, Big Van Vader. It's going to be Vader time in Vancouver.
We got a great cast right here.
Yeah. Any final remarks from you?
Yeah! You got the biggest jowls I ever seen in my life.
Oh, why don't you shut up? Ladies and
Shut
gentlemen.
up, don't talk to
What?
our manager like that.
You got-
It's a big mistake. Look at who's around you. You call our manager an idiot again, and you'll pay for it. Vader style, Bulldog style, or Royal style from the King of Hearts.
Vader'd eat you alive if he wasn't on a low-fat diet.
This interview is over.
No.
After the show, it was a Coliseum exclusive because the promo, obviously, we.
Is this when
do-
Vader had the green coat thing?
Nah, that's on Raw. Then it's the
fucking
shirt.
brilliant. The green.
Actually, it's backstage. I can't remember what it was, but I was just laughing. Owen said you've got a good cast here.
Yeah.
Owen
okay.
just basically takes the piss,
Yeah,
and
brilliant.
Jim Cornette says Jim Ross has got the biggest jowls he's ever seen. And Owen just basically takes the piss at the end. No, I would recommend just watching it.
Oh,
It's
brilliant.
very intense. Obviously, Jim Cornette does what he does, and then Owen just takes the piss after.
Fantastic. But we do get a promo now, a 3-man promo, but it's not from Camp Cornette. It's the hype promo for Warrior, Shawn, and Ahmed Johnson.
As far as I'm concerned, to be a man, you have to stand alone. Cowards, well, they travel in packs, as is the case with Camp Cornette. Even though I am no rocket scientist, I also know that there are powers in numbers. Camp Cornette 3-on-1, you're as tough as they come. But when the Ultimate Warrior and Ahmed Johnson team up with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, well, now we're talking an even score. And these three guys, better known as the People's Posse, is gonna burn Camp Cornette to the ground.
You know what, Sean? I don't think them boys did their homework. You got the man that they say is the best professional wrestler in the world, bar none. None before, none after. Then you got a man that the closest thing you're gonna get to a hero without turning the page of Superman comic book, which he ain't real. Then you got me, a man who just don't give a damn. I'll go through a door, a table, concrete if need be, to get a chance to prove my point and to defend the title for the people.
A powerhouse with the credentials. The greatest wrestler in the world, bar none. With the credit card to get him into places others will never go. Evolution through the pages of history. A legend that breathes the experience of living. You, Camp Cornette, and the puppets you orchestrate are about to be clipped straight into the palms of hand. Camp Cornette, your nickel and dime operation is gonna get turned into chump change.
Yes, so this segment you'll find on YouTube. I think it was on Raw, or it might have been on Superstars, but it's certainly on YouTube. Led in by Doc Hendricks. And this is the lead to the international incident. The 3-men team cut a promo. HBK names them as the People's Posse at this point. Fucking
They represent
hell.
the people. Warrior, Ahmed, and Shawn.
Ahmed Johnson then is handed the mic.
I don't know if he's handed the mic, he just shouts.
You got the best wrestler in the world, man, and we're comic book character. It's
And
just,
they go, well, don't give a damn. I understood when he goes, better not give it to them. I thought, what?
It's great. It's great.
He's such a great promo.
When he shouts, you understand.
It's just brilliant. It's such a good promo.
The ladies of ball, and I did actually put Warrior was okay.
Well, we follow him, Ahmed. I mean,
awful.
Warrior calls HBK the greatest wrestler in the world with the credit card to get him into the places he wants to go.
The greatest in the world, they just stop and then goes, "Bah, no." What are you on about, Warrior?
This was good from Warrior Man.
Because he's funny. It's like a toy food popper, man.
Yeah, HBK gets fed up at the end and jumps in before Warrior's finished his shit. And then snort.
Sean does his thing, Warrior snorts, and then Ahmed does something after. Oh, he goes ching ching.
I can't get over how amazing this promo is for just
2 minutes.
The weirdest
Warrior still
reason.
wearing a jacket.
Warrior looks like a jacked up Iggy Pop because he ain't got any. He ain't even dressed and he ain't got any paint. He's just got some glasses on. His hair looks awful.
He looks like Virgil Govich, don't he?
It's just fucking terrible.
With his blonde hair.
It's getting worse.
Don't worry.
No. We can't wait now for international.
We want to do Ahmed Johnson.
Oh,
it's got to be so funny.
Ahmed's got to.
Is he a boy?
He's got a 4-part story arc. So we head to the 8th of the 7th, 1996 episode of Raw, which opens up, strangely, with Gorilla Monsoon.
It is with great reluctance that I announce the indefinite suspension of the Ultimate Warrior. This suspension is a direct result of the Ultimate Warrior's failure to appear as advertised last weekend in Indianapolis, Detroit, and Pittsburgh. This suspension will be immediately lifted, however, as soon as the Warrior posts an appearance bond to ensure WWF fans that he will appear where advertised. However, the Ultimate Warrior is here tonight, as promised, and will wrestle Owen Hart. We remain hopeful that the Ultimate Warrior will soon post an appropriate appearance bond and return to action here in the World Wrestling Federation. Despite the immense popularity of the Ultimate Warrior, no one wrestler is above answering to our loyal WWF fans.
Who,
I'm surprised he don't use any big long words. Like you usually.
Distrucity.
He announces.
Even he ain't selling that one.
He announces the indefinite suspension of the Ultimate Warrior due to non-appearances, which will be lifted if he posts an appearance bond. Yes. But he does say he's here tonight, and I put that in inverted commas, and will face Owen Hart. And he ends by saying nobody is above showing up for the fans of the WWF. So, Ultimate Warrior no-showed some house shows, I believe, and Vince
he
finally...
was due to fight Vader and stuff like that on there.
Vince finally got fed up.
Imagine Vader v Warrior.
Vader
We might him in some of our rebooks.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that would be fucking stiff, wouldn't it? Who's leading that? So, Vince says he hopes this won't be the last time we see Warrior on Raw, and Lawler says this will be the last time we ever see him.
I'm going to say, I wonder if they had to redo the... When they did the tape rules, did they do the commentary live and then redid it?
If you notice,
there is a bit.
There's little splits. Like it goes to Lawler on the commentary where he's getting excited that Owen's winning. Then the next time you hear Lawler, he sounds more tinny. It's weird. The cuts.
Like tin.
Yeah, it's strange, the cuts. Yeah, Lawler says this a bit, and the match becomes really irrelevant because they keep talking about who HBK and Ahmed are now going to choose.
Jump into.
And you get the side window sort of interview.
Well, you get an advertisement for the Godwins versus Vader and Bulldog. Now that's a brilliant match. What day we do that?
Oh God!
Who's Tame Vader and Bulldog?
Well, Warrior starts to dominate Owen, and Lawler and Vince discuss options for who they could pick, and they name drop Darryl Strawberry, Mr. Perfect, and O.J. Simpson.
Let it go, man.
It was a sign at the
when he said Darryl Strawberry, I just had that Simpson song in my head.
Just want to say, because one of the things that happened on British TV, which I was going to mention, but I thought it was pretty irrelevant, although until this point, Who do you think interviewed O.J. Simpson first in the world after he was acquitted of this obvious murder that he committed?
Eamon Holmes.
It was Richard and Judy.
Was it?
He did a full-blown interview with Richard and Judy. Alan Partridge
interview terminated. You're not answering the question, O.J.
Well, you're not going to answer, are you? Okay. Russia. Interview terminated because you won't answer the question.
Oh, brilliant.
What?
So, yeah. Check it out.
Oh, no, that. I'm just... What? Why?
I don't know.
Me and Ali G.
That was for 4 years too early.
Warrior slams Owen Hart and then hits a sidewalk slam, and there's a nice spin kick, but it's no sold by the Warrior, obviously.
What a shock.
Warrior is slow and gets through, and Owen now starts to get the advantage. There's a suplex, but that's reversed by Warrior, and he goes for a splash, but Owen gets his knees up. And then there's cuts of the commentary team. HSA is weird, so you go to the commentary team live, then it goes back to the obvious panned-in commentary. I don't know how many times I can say this on these podcasts, but there's no one that does an Insiguri better than Owen Hart.
No.
And he celebrates with his slammy, which I love.
Picks it
up. Fucking brilliant. Flying drop
really
kick. It is Owen Hart.
Yes,
fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
There's a flying drop kick which gets a 2, and Warrior powers out of a sharpshooter attempt. And then Bulldog just appears.
By the way, did you notice Bulldog was in his Allied Power Jocks?
Was he?
Yeah, because I noticed they had all the stripes, and I thought, Luger's not here.
Bless you, Luger.
This
I want that thing.
This isn't far from when... Oh, it's just after Hogan's turned heel, isn't it?
Yeah.
At this point. Well, yeah, it's July as well.
Yeah,
he turned in June, didn't he? So, fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Shoulder tackle. There's a shoulder tackle by Owen, and Bulldog thinks fuck it, runs in and causes the DQ, but he's taken out as he sort of pratfalls in the corner.
Well, I don't know, he kind of runs in and runs to the turnbuckle. I don't think the Warrior knew what he was doing. I was expecting to get clotheslined or something.
Yeah, and Vader appears and they triple team the Warrior. Fuck, the best scene is when Vader gets the tennis racket and threatens to
jumping out. It's brilliant. Vader, you don't need a weapon.
You don't need a weapon, Vader.
No, and he hits the Vader bomb on Warrior. And I was expecting, even though obviously we knew this was taped and he wasn't, them to appear. I thought they would edit it out and that would be it. But they do actually show him carrying him out, so that was the segment that they were going to show, which was weird because doesn't that make Warrior think HBK and Ahmed look fools? I mean, how are they going to do that? If he wasn't suspended, how was they going to get over the fact that he wasn't out? Or was they going to build that into storyline? I don't know. But Warrior is carried out by officials, and that is that in WWE, obviously, as well. He does appear on one episode of Raw after the Hall of Fame, but we'll get to that in a future episode. This is his last in-ring work for the WWF. So, thoughts on the Owen Hart match, Sam?
It's Owen, really. I just thought Owen bumps around Warrior.
Yeah. You got anything more to add?
A bit long, really. I do like the ending, even though it's a bit weird that they did it and then he got suspended. It was like they thought in their minds, he's going to fuck up, we're going to write him off. But it was just basically Owen bumping around and being a bit of a ham.
You did notice as well with these, because I thought this, when we used to watch the old Raws right at the beginning, when there was 1 hour, the first match was always the longest. And then after, they usually just had job matches or something. Because you used to have like the promos the week before leading up to basically the first match on Raw.
Yeah. And I think that's probably why they didn't edit it out, is that they would have had to have edited a lot of backstage shit in, and then you'd have got two job matches of Raw, and then that would have been it.
The Duke and
you couldn't really edit it out.
Crush the Kato.
But I personally thought it was the best match of the 3 or 4 that we've watched, purely because of Owen Hart.
Yeah.
At least it was someone who was fit and bumping around rather than someone who wasn't fit and bumping around. And I like the ending. It created a bit of jeopardy. It would have been interesting to see Warrior in that dynamic.
I was still expecting him to beat them all up.
Yeah, so
Right,
That's the gurney.
Yeah.
Wrong with a gut still strapped to the gurney.
He should have got cut to the back and he threw up again because he was holding his ribs.
Or it's the same clip.
Edited it in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's got a stomach bug.
He's got a mum hairdo suddenly.
His hair's brown.
Yeah. So that's the end of the Ultimate Warrior in the new generation. I suppose I'll throw to you. I've told you my match of the run is Owen Warrior. Jack, Sam, match of the run.
I think thinking about this, probably Owen Warrior. The Gold Dust one, the King of the Ring qualifier, was good as well, but then again he only had the 2 decent matches really.
Jack slim pickings, but
Owen Warrior because it's Owen.
Yeah.
Highlight of the run, Sam.
I don't know. There was so much shit, but it was good shit. Warrior Man.
Good shit.
Warrior Man.
That might be the highlight, to be honest.
Well, Warrior Man here and I think he's there.
Yeah.
His first promo on Raw with Goldust, I think, was the best part.
I
thought it was brilliant.
I can't think of anything better than that. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, Warrior Man.
The Warrior Man was a close second. And low point of the run.
The run.
All of it.
Pretty much. The low point was the In Your House match, which wasn't a match.
I suppose it was low as in you could have got something that, Jack?
I'd say the King's Court, which wasn't a King's Court. But
the King's promo.
Promo where I think Vince was looking at him and thought, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
we've got nothing else out of you now.
It doesn't work for me, brother. It doesn't work for me, pal. It doesn't work for me, pal.
I think the low point that I take from the whole run is that he just didn't ever get out of first gear.
He didn't give a shit now, because let's say with his 92, he just purely went to like the segments and didn't care about the wrestling. Yeah, you can see that, particularly within your house. That was basically Warrior loved that.
But at least if you've got that, because you can't ever throw at Warrior that he ever was different. He was like that all the way through his whole wrestling career. But at least in his first run, you were building him. Okay, he's a flawed human being, he's a flawed wrestler, but we're building to something. Here, it just felt like you've got his problems, his obvious problems, and at this point, his stock, he knows is the most important thing in the company. Yeah. But you still do nothing with him. Yeah. You just build nothing.
There was rumours, there's a video from What Culture that did one where Warrior could have killed the Attitude Era, because there was talk of him coming in around 98, 99.
Jesus Christ.
And Vince was willing to give him so much money.
Well,
it would have killed.
See how much Mr. Turner gives him on our next episode.
I don't know, is it Turner or Bischoff?
Well, I've seen how much he makes.
It's Hogan.
He's obviously one of the few people that held his value, and maybe that's part of his charm as a human being, because he managed to keep himself relevant and still appears at every Hall of Fame in statue form. So he's still relevant, even more so than some of his colleagues who've had shady pasts, shall we say, as well. So it's a strange one with Ultimate Warrior, but this is...
Maybe that's what Distrucity was.
Fooling everyone.
This is a run that could have not existed, and I don't think anyone would have cared, and that's probably the saddest thing.
That's probably true.
And an overall rating out of 10 for the run, Sam?
2.
Jack?
1.
I think I would probably go with... I'll give it 2, because I think his shit with Goldust was better than nothing.
Well, he's one promo.
Really, at that point, they bought him in. Really, they needed stars, though. This was WWE.
He had star power.
Yeah,
could put him on a poster and it did sell.
Well, and I suppose maybe you've got to look at it. It was an upwards turn from 95, so maybe he played his part in that. And In Your House was a good game. Yes, and he was part of In Your House, which we'll have a review of on our website in the future. So check out Better Call Creative for Jack's review of In Your House.
Mortal Kombat, or WWE does Mortal Kombat.
featuring Mortal Kombat.
With the most amazing soundscape on the options. That you
and you had to go through all of them just to get the themes. And if you just went over it, you went back to the beginning.
Hell. Brilliant soundscape.
Ahmed Johnson.
It was just, it's brilliant. Just to hear
one.
And the random pins.
Yeah.
Where you got like So we now take the challenge, each of us, to attempt to rebook the Ultimate Warrior. But throwing a bone out there, we decided not to restrict ourselves to the 4
would be
months.
a short segment.
Yes, we took it from WrestleMania to WrestleMania. So WrestleMania 12's return to WrestleMania 13 in our fantasy world where Warrior didn't hold us up for money. Anyone want to go first?
I will, because I think mine's pretty weak.
Okay.
No, honestly, I got to one point and I just thought, I know where I want to go, but I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll fit you with a Fed there. Give him a call.
So, Sam, over to you.
So, my beginning, start at WrestleMania 12, I've just put exactly the same, because how do you change that, really?
That was a pedigree.
Well, there is that. So, add that, Raw after, move him into a feud with Goldust for the IC, similar to what happened. Warrior would then actually say he never lost the belt, so he'd come to reclaim it, because he never actually did he, at 6? He gave it up because he was world champ.
For the IC.
So he never got beat for it.
That's true.
So, that's what he's going for. And in your house, the same one, they actually have a match, and he would actually win the IC belt.
Okay, you're making him champ.
Yes.
IC champion.
Look, he had it in 1990 and 89. So, at least
well, the other option was double count out Hacksaw and
exactly. Hogan Repo name. Anyway, I would continue the Goldust feud up to King of the Ring, and then he would beat Goldust again, so he would retain. The Raw after King of the Ring, I was moving them into a feud with Camp Cornette, so people can bump around him and what have you, and do the Bulldog Warrior thing. Yeah. He would defend the belt against Bulldog at SummerSlam, and you got a little bit of a story there where Bulldog won the IC at SummerSlam 92.
Yeah.
So, we can do it again and what have you. He'd lose, obviously.
Poor Bulldog.
Sorry, Bulldog. I don't know why I'm apologising to him. Warrior would retain, and then he would move on to feud with Vader only a little bit, but it's mainly Owen.
Jesus.
It's Owen who is
You're going to hate my rebooking, Jack.
So it's Vader. So he feuds with Owen. Ahmed would then help him, when he's getting beat up with Raw and stuff, to help him against Camp Cornette. At Survivor Series, I actually put him in a Survivor Series match, so I thought, do I have him lose the belt here or whatever? But at Survivor Series, this is the team, and I was struggling for who was in the company at this point.
Oh, God.
So enjoy this.
Stalker.
No,
That's fine.
no, there's
Philip the Fawn. Philip the Dog.
no Philip the Fun, because I thought this is Warrior Camp Cornette. It's sort of like semi-man, because obviously at that point you had Austin Brett and Taker Mankind.
Vera.
Weird time, 96
It is. The team is Warrior, Ahmed, obviously linking there in, and two I had to put on because I was on a team, Jake and Mero.
Yeah.
Together.
Okay, yeah.
Against Cam Cornette and Goldust. Because I thought there's 3, so I need a 4th. I thought,
that's
Goldust.
better than I thought. So.
Yeah, so
not too
I
bad.
I was
thought
expecting
this
a Salvatore in Sarah.
No, because it's Jake in 96.
Barry Horowitz was going to get Dusty there.
No, I was tempted to put Road Dogg Jesse James in, or Double J Jesse James or something. And I thought, I've got the DVD, I can just look, and I thought, shit, there you go. I think it's still yours. Anyway, so that's there. Obviously, the Warriors team would win. What have you? The Raw after, I would actually have him lose the IC belt to Owen, thanks to some shenanigans with Bulldog, and obviously Vader can take out Ahmed or whatever to help him. So, Warrior, fuck off. No more IC for you. Give it Owen. He deserves it. Then, obviously,
win the Rumble.
That would be, no, he had 2 matches at Rumble. It was actually that. Because then I thought, I know what I'm doing, but I know what I want him to fight, but I don't know what I'm doing here. So I put, after that, obviously he would still sort of feud and bump around. He would fight Owen for the belt at Rumble 97, and he would lose again. but he'd also be in the Rumble match because a lot of people did.
Yeah, well, you have to then.
So I thought that way you can end that feud and then build the feud, which is very weak, after from the Rumble. He would be in the Rumble match, and him and Mankind would do the spot where it's Mankind and Terry Funk.
Yeah.
They would eliminate each other, and you know that would lead to that. Because I thought, I've got to get Warrior out. And Mankind at that point seemed like a half-decent feud for him with the gimmick and what have you, being a psychopath. And Warrior can do his promos about exercising this evil and some and what have you.
You should go to my university.
Yeah,
Warrior Man here.
Warrior Man here.
Yeah, it can be Warrior Man v Mankind Man or something.
Warrior Man v Kind Man.
Kind Man, he's a kind man. Obviously then, leading up to, because this is the Mania 13 match, so I thought, did they have any notice between Mania and Rumble? Because I know at one point they only had 10 pay-per-views there.
Yeah,
that was it. Yes, it was actually. Yeah.
Wow.
This was when they fucked up all the booking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder.
It don't matter if you leave someone off in your house. Though.
Yeah, I've just left in your house.
I used to leave champions off.
What I would do is, like, have them both cost each other matches, you know, make it a bit intense. And then at Mania 13 it would actually be an ODQ, and I was trying not to give it a stip, considering there were so many stips on there with the I Quit submission match with Bret Nasty, and you had the Chicago Street Fight. Yeah, all that. So I thought, I don't want to, but it kind of needs
LOD were back, weren't they?
Yeah, LOD was with Ahmed against Crush, Farouk and Savio.
Was that?
That was at Mania 13. No wonder they...
I don't even remember that.
It's a
LOD came back to feud with someone who was in Demolition.
To feud with Crush again. Crush thought, oh, for fuck's sake.
LOD come back and thought, Action Smash have changed. Anyway... so yeah, I would have him have a really intense fight, no DQ, really letting it go, really, them fighting each other all over. Warrior would then win, but have him just collapse on Mankind, you know, them both. Hopefully, just pretend to sell Warrior, him going over. He would then, and then after that, just put disappears after the match.
He wins and disappears.
Yeah.
So look, Sam. Why don't you just
Did he not do this? Well,
alright, I'll
he
go next.
Me up for money.
I'll go next.
You won't like Marnie.
I'll go next because I couldn't.
For that barn, I told you it was weak. It was hard.
Yeah, well,
it is hard.
One of the hardest ones I've done.
It's very, very difficult. So, my rebooking. Warriors hyped up to return at WrestleMania, which is the same way as he did. But Lawler goes into full heel mode and says he's heard of the condition of Ultimate Warrior and he's going to challenge him and destroy the bald fat warrior at Mania. That made more sense. The only issue would be then you haven't got Lawler on commentary at a week WrestleMania. Warrior returns and beats Lawler, same fashion as the King of the Ring, but much quicker, less choking outside of the ring. Warrior's promos are much more straight-laced. I'd get rid of a lot of the rambling at this point. Yeah, because
keep Warrior Man.
You can tell that it's a different time and everyone wants more realism and things. So I like the way that he did with Goldust. I'd have him much more to the point.
Are you gay?
His first action
that we've already
on
done
Raw
that,
is to help a previous foe, Jake the Snake Roberts, who is attacked by Owen and Bulldog, and this would set up a tag match at In Your House Good Friends Better Enemies, which the faces win. I'm hoping Owen and Bulldog weren't tag champs at that pay-per-view.
No, because it used to bump around between the other three teams.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another one. I was tempted to put the smoking guns or against.
So I'm hoping that that's the case, and therefore therefore Jake and Warrior aren't.
No, it was the Body Donners. I won them on the pre-show at Mania.
And afterwards, there would be a face-off between Warrior and Vader.
Oh no!
Vader warns Warrior of stepping into his path, and at King of the Ring, after Vader's DQ win over Jake, much the same way as he did, a DQ loss, to Jake, Warrior would come out to stop the attack of Jake. Gorilla Monsoon would announce that a number one contenders match will take place at International Incident between Vader and Warrior to name the number one contender at SummerSlam for Shawn's belt. Vader would win the match after Shawn Michaels mistakenly switching music's Warrior in the melee to save him an attack from Camp Cornette. Warrior would warn Michaels that he and the new generation are now on their own against Cornette and his monster, and in the next few weeks, Ahmed and Mark Mero, don't know why it's Mero, couldn't think of anyone else, would be taken out by Camp
guarantee
Cornette.
contract paid for player.
But Sid would save Shawn Michaels. Sid would then talk about Warrior being yellow and not having the guts to fight for the new generation and what he knows is right. And at SummerSlam, Sid would cost Shawn Michaels the title and join Camp Cornette. Vader
say join Warrior.
Vader would be champion.
That was the plan anyway. Or?
At Mind Games, Shawn would be so determined to fight Vader and Sid that he books himself into a handicap match, but Warrior would show up and side with Shawn. Shawn would pin Vader to become the number one contender at Buried Alive, and Warrior would be booked into a match with Sid. However, Sid would not want to fight Warrior and demand Cornette put the Bulldog in his place and walk out on the match. Vader would retain dominantly against Shawn and Warrior would beat Bulldog. Warrior is now number one contender again and is booked into a match against Vader at Survivor Series. Warrior would finally have Vader beat, but Sid would return after being ousted by Camp Cornette and cost Warrior again. At its time, Vader, Sid, Bulldog, and Owen.
Thrown in your house.
Oh yeah. It would be the main event. The main event would be Vader, Sid, Bulldog, and Owen versus Shawn, Brett, Warrior, and Mark Mero. Again,
yes,
it paid him a lot of money.
Get him in.
Brett and Shawn would break down at this event and start brawling between themselves, and this would allow Mero to take the pin from Sid. And Sid would now proclaim himself the number one contender, which would cause infighting between him and Vader in the Camp Cornette. They would have a match at Royal Rumble, but it would end in a dusty finish when Warrior would take them both out. And in the Rumble itself, Austin would win the match, much the same as he did, but Shawn and Brett would have already eliminated themselves, so Austin would dump out Warrior, Undertaker, and Mankind in the Final Four. So at Final Four, it's Austin, Warrior, Undertaker, and Mankind fighting in the main event to decide who would face Vader at WrestleMania. Sid would come out and cost Warrior the shot, and Undertaker would pin Mankind to book at Mania. Sid versus Warrior, Taker versus Vader, and Shawn versus Brett versus Austin, because I realised as much as I think Shawn should fight Brett, I can't have that situation where Austin doesn't do that. So the Austin spot would be exactly the same, but as Brett's finally got Austin to pass out, Shawn would super kick Brett and pin him, and that would turn. That would turn.
Shamrock the ref.
No Shamrock.
Apple Shamrock.
Taker would vanquish the Beast, Vader, and finally win the belt, and Ultimate Warrior would beat Sid and disappear
and vanish
from the scene, because I can't think of another way.
Yeah, I'd just fuck off.
So there you go, Jack.
Well, strap yourself in, because at WrestleMania 12, the Ultimate Warrior, obviously you have the hype as you did, and he would fight Triple H as normal, but no pedigree. He would beat him quicker than he did.
Yeah.
So get in, clothesline splash.
Can you say, come in, he loses?
Come in, clothesline splash.
Lost. Done.
So the lead to In Your House 7, which is Good Friends, Better Enemies 8, is Triple H were already. He wasn't, he didn't get enough time to prepare, blah blah blah. And the Warrior Man. Warrior
Man.
So we lead into In Your House 7, where Warrior versus Triple H again. This time it's more of a contest, so we can see the Warrior working a little bit. So as a booker, I'm watching him now in the ring, looking at him, thinking, he could work. So but Warrior would win.
I instantly regret this.
This is when I would change my plan. And then In Your House 8. What's In Your House 8?
It's that one where beware a dog.
Beware a dog.
Beware a dog.
It's dark.
I was going to say, they say where
beware of storm.
You blame it on a storm, and you basically, when Warrior's in the ring, you turn the lights off.
Oh God!
Leading into Beware of Dog, Warrior would start to have a little program with the Bulldog. The British.
So Bulldog appears in all of that.
Yeah, Bulldog. Yeah, What else is there?
He had a buried alive match with him at
Fat Yoko. Big Fat Yoko.
Forklift Yoko.
Oh, yeah, Yoko.
It'd start a programme with Cap Cornet. Bulldog, to be precise. So it's In Your House 8. It's 8. I keep saying hate. It's Bulldog versus the Warrior. And the Warrior would win by DQ because of interference by Owen Hart. And who's out to save the Warrior?
Jake.
Mark Mero.
He makes an appearance.
You fucking right. Mark Mero saves the Warrior.
Wild man.
So, this is now the Warrior and the Wild Man. So the Warrior is endorsing Mark Mero.
The Wild Man and the Warrior Man.
Warrior Man and the Wild Man.
Wild Man here.
Guaranteed contract. I've got to get him over. So Warrior is going with him. So it leads now to King of the Ring.
Can he be Johnny B. Bad?
No. No, he'd be with Goldust. It's Warrior and Mero versus Bulldog and Owen at King of the Ring.
For the title?
No.
They're both tag champs, I think, at that point.
Warrior and Mero would win clean.
Of course.
Yeah. I would probably do a thing where Warrior does his press slam, he tags out, and then Mero can do a splash or whatever.
That's very odd though, because wouldn't that overtake the Austin 316 promo being the most memorable thing in that pay-per-view if you did that now?
Oh, Warrior and Mero as a team.
Mero 316.
Well, you've got more of that to come.
So I just pushed your ass.
Because the Wild Man and the Warrior Man are officially a team now, and at SummerSlam they are going to challenge the Smoking Guns for the tag team titles.
Oh, you should have done the Fatal 4.
I ain't doing the Fatal 4 way shit.
I've got a bad feeling about where this is going to end.
Well, keep that feeling. Bottle it up, because they'll win by DQ.
God for that.
Thanks to Sonny. Can get involved and probably fight with Sable or something like that, so I can test the waters of the Attitude Era as well. You see what I'm doing?
They do the 6-person tag.
Guns now they retain the belts. The AS International Incident. I was going to have them fight Owen and Bulldog then, but that was in Canada, so they'd get booed.
Hang on, don't they call Sable the female warrior?
Exactly. Warrior and Wildman.
They did book that. The Fed did book Owen and Bulldog at International Incident in the main event
against Sean.
And they got cheered
and they won.
Yeah, they did win.
That's why they do. In Your House 10, which I think is mad game. Yeah, I think it is. They have their rematch for the tag titles because of obviously the DQ finish and it wasn't clean. And Sable, what's the matter? Sable and Sonny.
And they win.
Sable and Sonny are barred from ringside, so there's no outside interference.
Oh, God.
No take.
The Warrior and the Wild Man are crowned tag team champions. No, this is my rebook. This is better. So, Warrior and Wild Man. This is brilliant.
Maybe that's what you should do at the end. Vote for which was worse.
Fuck off. They're tag champs now. Them tag champs.
Okay.
Then again, I'll give him the ICs.
So,
a lot of gold.
This is where Sonny would break off from the Smoking Gun.
Go with Warrior.
She would try and turn Warrior and Mero.
Okay.
And she would be saying to Warrior that Mero's no good for you.
Okay.
Because she's trying to get tag champs because she got the run out.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't. She could.
We should.
You got that friction with Sable and Sonny, which the fans would like. Some of them anyway. So In Your House 11 is the rematch. And then the Smoking Guns get beat again.
Poor Billy.
Warrior and Mero are now cemented. We are the top team because there's nobody else. Survivor Series: Warrior, Mero, Jake, and Savio versus the Smoking Guns, who haven't broke up in mine.
They was in the pre-show.
Triple H,
two captains,
and Bradshaw.
You had Justin Hawk, Bradshaw.
Pushing him.
Faces win, obviously, because Warrior ain't jobbing to know Bradshaw, brother. Yep. In Your House 12, which is its time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dark match. They ain't got a match on the pay-per-view.
So this is after the main event.
This is before. It's against Fake Diesel and Fake Razor. There's no build to that because the build is all Royal Rumble. So they're just having a match.
Division though, if that's
Look, Ray was the only one around, and I couldn't just jab up the smoking guns again.
What about the Bobby Donners?
They ran, and
Are they?
I think there's gone by then, isn't it?
Godwin.
Right. Anyway, fake teaser and fake razor. This is a dark match anyway, so no one sees it apart from the fans who were there. Royal Rumble. They both enter the Royal Rumble. All this time, from November to December, you've always got Sonny
trying to get with them. Ben can see. I can see.
Trying to get with them, right? But they have been in. Royal Rumble. Warrior would eliminate Mero, who is eliminating Owen, and Warrior would eliminate Owen and eliminate Mero at the same time.
We've seen the Hogan spot.
Yeah, that's spot. Mero was angry, like, what the fuck? Warrior man, we're the men. And then, we're men. And then Bulldog would eliminate Warrior from behind.
Yeah.
And then they obviously have a little argument on the outside.
And a tiff.
So on the Raws, they're Mero's angry at Warrior, and Warrior's trying to say, wild man. And then
you don't believe in this, Rosalie.
I wonder what his match is going to be at WrestleMania 30.
Final. You don't know.
Well, I do.
At Final 4. These aren't the Final 4, by the way. It's Warrior and the Wild Man. Warrior Man and Wild Man versus Bulldog and Owen for the tag.
I'm going to say them still tag champs.
Bulldog and Owen win.
What a shock.
Because Warrior
turns.
Turning Warrior leaves Wild Man. Warrior turns and goes with Sonny.
Fucking hell.
Did he give her a coat?
He gets a coat, a knee pad, he gets a free pass to the university.
Does he get a paint?
It could be in the comic. I ain't going to have paint because I might take the paint off him and just throw the black sunglasses.
Oh, the
Warrior Man? Is he going to be called Warrior Man?
Warrior Man.
You know he's actually
sexy boy.
He's actually named Warrior now.
Yeah, it was called Warrior at that
changed
point.
in 93.
I'm no longer Ultimate Warrior.
Well, does that mean his surname or Hellwig it was Man?
Warrior Man.
So he's there with Sonny. Sonny's turned him.
Oh dear.
And then at WrestleMania 13, here we go. The match we all wanted, really. Let's be honest. Fantasy Warfare. It's Mark Mero with Sable in his corner versus the Ultimate Warrior with Sonny in his corner. Well, Warrior Man.
Do they both run?
Well, no, but this is basically the tits match for the fans, basically. It's Sonny and Sable here.
No, it's basically, look at these tits, we've pushed these!
Yeah, not the ones in the ring. That's right. It's for the fans.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yes, the Attitude Era nonsense say it, so basically I'm trying to get Sable over really. And Mero, I have to put him over because Warrior's gooey and he has 13. So Mero would win. And he's got a guaranteed contract, so they're making him start. I'm gonna make you a star by putting you over, sexy warrior.
I don't know what to say about
Sonny
that.
And I might call him Cher actually, so it's Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher.
So I went outside of the.
Let us know on Twitter whether you want to see Ultimate Warrior with a IC title run, whether you want to see him get a lot of Camp Cornette action with Vader, or whether you want to see the Wild Man and the Warrior.
Sexy Man.
And the
Warrior Man.
He becomes the sexy man.
And an ultimate Warrior turn.
I thought you should say an Ultimate Warrior turn.
Yeah.
Well, they all have weird.
Let us know on Twitter at BCCpod.
By the way, didn't you put on Twitter that Warrior was better than Sting?
Yeah, I still stand by that.
Oh, even after watching this. Oh, Ben, come on, you got to waver a little
on
bit.
Facebook at facebook.com/BCCpod, at our website bettercallcreative.com, where this episode and our back catalogue will be, or our YouTube channel, which is Better Call Creative. Just have a search for us there. As ever, we end and round out the episode with a fantasy card. This episode's fantasy subject was failed second runs or returns or something along those lines. We'll be a bit open with that idea.
It was difficult
because it was hard. My card is a 6-match card.
Yes, that's what we're sticking with.
So,
no pre-show 7-match nonsense, Ben.
My opening contest is Lord Tensai versus King Kong Bundy 1995. Ooh. The Battle of the Baldies. And I am putting over the King Kong Bundy, I think.
Well, he don't job, does he?
No.
Did you have the 5 count?
Yes. Yeah.
5. My first match is a rematch of the Royal Rumble 2007, I believe. It's Test versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
In a 1-on-1. And it would end...
Current Lashley
versus 2007
Steroid Test.
Test. Jacked up Test. And it'll end in a count out. Double count out. Because it's got to.
Yeah.
Okay, Okay, have you finished?
I finished.
I was going to say, bad time. You carry on. Have you done?
Is there a running?
No, there's no running.
No running.
No Mero and Warrior.
Well, our first match is Goldust from 2006.
Yeah.
Versus, this is where I initially put Anvil in 94, but I put Bulldog 99.
Oh, yeah.
Bulldog.
Jeans Bulldog.
And I would put out the Goldust 06.
That's brilliant.
You could have had a match of Goldust v Goldust v Goldust v Goldust.
Black Rain.
No, Black Rain.
My next match is more to do with gimmicks rather than personnel, and you'll know why, because it's a 4-way team match. It's the New Rockers versus the New Blackjacks versus the New LOD versus the New Midnight Express.
Which New LOD? Animal and Droz or Animal and Heidenreich?
Yeah, Animal and Droz. I kind of like Heidenreich. I think they succeeded with Heidenreich. And I'm putting over... Jesus. I think I'd put over the New Blackjacks because I think they had a bit more potential than the
Well, that was actually related to the original Blackjacks, or the...
Jack?
Oh, yeah. My next match is a 1-on-1 contest with women. It's Gail Kim versus Mickey James.
Yeah.
Current Mickey James versus WWE, whatever.
I think
Gail Kim.
Yeah.
I nearly called him Male Kim.
Male Kim.
Not Male Kim, Gail Kim. And I'd put over Mickey James.
Okay.
I can. So.
My next one is Alberto Del Rio in 2015.
Yep.
When he come back versus Woken Matt Hardy.
Good shout.
Yeah, bit shit that was.
Yeah, exactly. And I would put over Woken Matt. Well, I would put Brain a couple of times.
My contest is a failure, leaving a company and going to another one. So I'm changing the rules slightly, but it's a Mickey James, current Mickey James, and China in TNA. And I put it over Mickey James because let's face it, China in TNA was a failure.
Yeah, it was awful. My next match, triple threat, Extreme Rules. It's Justin Credible, who didn't really have a successful first run in WWE.
So this is the one.
This is like ECW reboot, Justin Credible.
Is this him behind Austin, or is this him when he left and then come back to be in the ECW?
This is the ECW reboot.
No, 2006.
So basically, his success was Aldo Montoya.
No, he was in X Factor. He was in X Factor of the Alliance. Yeah. That was alright. Not very good, but he was alright. And then the ECW reboot, he did nothing.
Oh yeah,
he just got beat up by Angle.
We're not contesting it.
He never did anything in the Fed.
Definitely.
The best run was Aldo, which says a lot. But just incredible versus Rhino, current Rhino.
Yeah.
Versus, this is a controversial one, RVD from his most recent run in the Fed.
I think
he didn't really do anything. It was Ricardo Rodriguez.
Yeah,
which was
that's
awful.
fair.
And I'm putting over RVD because it's RVD.
Well, you've stole one of mine who changed this initial match. Again, this is not the actual match. This is the initial match, which was Bob Backlund 93, Bundy 95. But I changed it to RVD 2013 versus Kurt Angle 2018.
You changed everything.
Where did Bob disappear?
I'm taking you both out.
Because I put this on, and then I kept thinking of others, and I thought, oh, can I have that actually? And I thought, I've got to get Kurt in there. sad Kurt.
Yeah, sad fat old Kurt.
And I'm put over Kurt.
Roid belly Kurt.
Roid Kurt.
Well,
Zit Kurt.
I'll throw out there a Roid belly Kurt versus Dean Ambrose when he returned from injury, as much as
most recently.
Yeah, because he was
heel.
turd.
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, heel.
The I don't like smelly people.
Weep.
Bane Ambrose.
And I've got to put over Kurt. Dad Kurt.
Dad Kurt. Yeah. Good Dad Kurt. My next match is a one-on-one contest. It is Shelton Benjamin, current.
Yeah.
Versus.
There's a lot of current even in this.
There is a lot, really. Versus Chris Harris, TNA, when he returned and come on the stage and looked. And thought, my God, what did I do?
I got fat.
How did I get back here? My God, how did I get here?
That's Brandon Walker.
And I would put over Shelton.
Do you think
because he's good?
Do you think when he come back, he actually woke up there because Vince put him in like a barrack? Pumped him back. I mean, then he woke up on the stage.
You sold me here.
Just rang the bell and run off.
Come back with his receipt. This is faulty.
Can I swap it for another one?
I'll have Bobby Roode. Thank you. Yeah, so
I've got that image. My next one is a tag match, which is the Dudleys in 2015 when they come back.
Yeah.
Versus the Outlaws in 2014. Although they did win the tag, I just thought it was very sad. You've got
the old age Outlaws.
The old age Outlaws. Because I just thought, what is this? Billy Gunn going over Gold Dust and Cody at Rumble. And I would put over the Dudleys. I'd put over the Dudleys because at least I could go.
Well, my penultimate match is NWO WWE. Because obviously it was a sad
sad state of affairs.
Versus How to Fuck Up WCW by WWE, DDP, Scott Steiner and Sting. And I would put over WWE, I think.
Which one?
Yeah, how would they do that feud? Because they obviously always want to job out WCW. I'd have Vince.
Vince would come out like they did with Rhino and Tajiri and then throw to a bikini contest.
Get a women out! Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. Ends with Gillian Hall getting a mole bitten off.
on the Titantron, taken away from the match. Look at it! Ow!
My next match.
No, the WCW fans know what.
Is a triple threat tag match. It's Dudley's Cupman's current run versus LOD. Any return. Any
LOD that isn't Road Warriors.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
Versus
first run in the Fed.
Yeah.
Well,
right. Very good, was he? Versus the Outsiders, NWO WWE.
Oh, sad drunken Hall.
Drunk Hall and Quad Nash. And I'm going to put over the Outsiders.
Yeah. Quad.
My next one is Hall and Nash from 2002.
Hall and Out.
Versus DX 2009.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to put 2006, and I thought that was...
The Bad Dads.
The Bad Dads. This is just Strange Dads. This is... Give it up.
Move on.
I would put out... This Sean is too close to God now to say anything nasty, so show your ass.
Yeah, this is...
Sean, people!
This is Greece.
Sean was... what was it? Wore this when he found him being a chef and called it his Summerfest.
Yeah,
that's at the start of it. As soon as I thought that, I thought, right, 2009 DX.
Forgot all about that one.
And I'd put over Nash and Hall.
And in honour of our resident story arc, my main event is the Ultimate Warrior 1996 versus Blue Teaster. And
I was going to say Blue Mean.
Blue Teaster.
Blue Teaster, and I would obviously put over Warrior.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I want.
my
What's called? Dave Spice? No, Drax Spice. There you go.
Spice. Well, my last match is now turned into a triple threat. Because I'm having Batista. I forgot all about him.
Just that promo.
Versus Warrior versus Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
What a meaty. What the fuck of a match. I've got to put over Warrior, otherwise he won't go in.
Right, my next one is...
You made a
match.
You got a dark match.
No, I haven't. That can be the Bundy angle. The Bundy battle match. The next one is Warrior 96 versus Hogan 06.
Oh, God, yeah, jobbing out Orton and fucking...
I nearly put 05 and I thought that was sort of...
I can't do the leg drop, brother.
Yeah, I've hurt my knee, brother.
No drug test for me, brother.
And I would put over Warrior just to stick it to Hogan again.
What a match that'd be.
Oh, God.
Warrior 96 v Hogan 06.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
10 years in the making.
It's going to be worse than the next Hogan Warrior match
both
we're
no
going to see.
show. They're both no show.
They both hold up Vince.
I'm not winning. I'm not wrestling.
So, let us know on Twitter at BCCpod, Facebook.com/BCCpod, and our website, bettercallcreative.com, who or what fantasy card you thought was best, or any we missed out. Our next stop, and our last stop on our story arc, is episode 19, and we will be rounding out the Ultimate Warrior with a stop in WCW.
It's a quick stop.
As Warrior takes on
back for a piss and get back in.
as the One Warrior Nation makes its
The
debut.
One Warrior Nation has 2.
I can't wait for this.
to face NWO.
Oh, the man in the
Hollywood. Join us there for some WCW fun with a little Brucey bonus at the end of the episode, which we won't spoil now, but you'll find out then, and so will Sam by the shocked face. But I've been with Ahmed Johnson and Ultimate Warrior, the first enrolment on the Ultimate Warrior University, Sam and Jack Chan, saying in unison,
Ta-ra.
Goodbye. Ta-ra.
I was going to say, if I was going to be off it, you should say it like really...
And on that note, folks, goodbye.
Take off your coat real slow. Baby, take off your shoes. I'll help you take off your shoes. Baby, take off your dress. Yes, yes, yes. You can leave your hat on. You can leave your hat on. You can leave your hat on. Come back here, stand on that chair. Ooh, baby, that's right. Raise your arms in the air. Now shake 'em.